So church becomes more of a product like Nike, not a place of worship, right? And we see that a lot. That's why you see people changing what they believe based on who's attending their church and the people that they want to attract. So they no longer basing their belief on theology, but on who they want to be able to attract, right? And I'm not going to name names, but churches, international churches have really impacted our churches in Africa. I don't know about other continents, but in Africa, to a point that we want to be like them, like the transformation churches, like elevation churches, like Hillsong, and that is for me bad, because when you just listen to their theology in preaching and their theology in music, you'd find that there's not really sound doctrine when it comes to that. But anyway, the symptoms of consumer Christianity in South Africa, consumer Christianity in South Africa is, when you see someone church hopping, going from church to church, looking for a church that has a good music this Sunday, next week, bigger crowd next Sunday, that other week, a vibe or the particular pastor will be preaching at a particular church. And also, when you are looking specifically for a church that has a celebrity pastor or a celebrity music director or a celebrity in the church, and there are people who do that. Also, we look at churches that preach prosperity gospel. We see a lot of, actually the past, I think, if not 30 years or 25 or 20 years, we see a lot of prosperity gospel creeping into our country and being able to grow, especially among young couples. Young couples are pulled into this because we need money and we want someone to motivate us when it comes to that. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but you need to be able to discern if a place is not really preaching Christ and they're not discipling you, then that is a red flag. You need to be able to flee from such a gathering, right? So examples of churches which are big. No, I want you to understand, these churches are big. I'm not saying these churches are, people that, okay, let me just say people that are into church hopping, looking for these particular things, or Christian consumerism. They find these churches and like these churches, right? You look at Hillsong South Africa, for instance. Hillsong South Africa has a really different vibe when it comes to worship. I don't even know. I know some are closed. I don't know if there are others, but I'll check. So they are drawn to these to Hillsong